Oh, can you hear the rattle?
God, not even an hour on the road.
Alright, I need my... On this epic adventure, I am headed to the Rosebud Reservation, but not before picking up my good friend from the airport.
All right, here we go.
Give me a hug. This is Michael.
Look at all this space. So, this is why I like going sometimes outside of California. These are just the little things.
And that's right, he's from California.
Like, it's wide open. Huge.
This weekend, I will be showing him around South Dakota and taking him to his very first Sweat Lodge experience. But first, we needed to buy some food. Currently, we're lost looking for protein bars or anything else that will feed us for the next 3 days. And we don't know. I don't shop. Let's go to the drinks. That's most important. I have to have sparkling water that way. Do you know what you're doing? Apparently we're planning for the apocalypse.
It's
And not just 2 days.
It's
Camping.
2 days.
$200 later. We're set to go. Seriously, that's $100 a day of food. We're not even sure we're gonna need.
Look, we're Bonvoy members. We're not used to roughing it.
Then it's time to hit the road.
I mean, all we got was sparkling water, protein, and pretzels. Cheers.
Why don't you tell, share a little bit about yourself. What the heck are you doing here? Where are you from? Why are you here? What are you doing? What's this whole point? What's going on?
Well, ignorance.
Once again, the theme of this weekend.
I've been on a spiritual journey for
15 years.
15 years. Yeah, I entered into a spiritual journey 15 years ago, and I think within the last 5 to 7 years, I've really locked into it, or really leaned into it, really become more passionate about.
What does that mean to you? A spiritual journey? What do you, in a general, not super complicated?
Yeah, I think we're here, walking this earth, to help others, however that may be. And I think it's just our job to be where the universe, the spiritual laws, the power, the creator, whatever. I think it's our job to be where that needs us to be, so that we can help or be helped by whomever is on that path. And I think it's our job to seek that. I think it's our job to be there.
So I'm taking you to South Dakota, to what is called the Rosebud Reservation. There's certain people there that still practice traditional ceremony. Harold is the spiritual leader, the medicine man. His name is Harold Whitehorse. And you can ask him questions. We'll ask him a lot. We'll talk to him about his spiritual journey and what they believe traditionally, and what the different ceremonies are. And so that's what we're doing. All right, so.
God, not even an hour on the road.
Hello.
So I'm Briar with the Sheriff's Department.
Hi.
Stop my rating is 162 in the 45.
I know. I'm so sorry, and I appreciate you doing your job.
I gotcha. Do you just got your license on here?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out because it's right behind me.
Okay, that's perfect. You don't have any weapons or anything?
No, sir. No, sir.
It's gonna be expired.
I have it on my phone. Yes, it is.
Okay,
And I took a picture of my new one. It's on my phone.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
just
you.
stay safe.
All right.
Take your word for it. We're not in
it's
LA
North
anymore.
Dakota nice. What do you mean?
He's taking your word for it?
Of course she's taking my word for it that I have insurance. Why wouldn't I have insurance?
This doesn't happen when I get pulled over.
So I was going 60 something in a 45. I wasn't paying attention. There's a small little town. Did you see the town?
Yeah.
Oh. Whose side are you on anyway? Don't worry, I got off with only a $10 ticket, and it wasn't long before we got to our first sightseeing spot. South Dakota State Capitol, where I used to work. My job was legal counsel for the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Hopefully we'll be able to get in because it is a holiday.
Yeah.
Maybe. It was quite the full circle moment to return to a place I had spent such a significant part of my life in. And I was excited to show Michael some of the lesser known details of the Capitol. Alright, so I mentioned that all the tiles were hand placed piece by piece by artists from Italy that came over. Very proud of their work, obviously. You're gonna see every floor in the Capitol. I mean, I have no idea how many tiles or how many little mosaic pieces there are, but it's amazing. So, they don't get to sign their work like normal artists or anything like that. But what they were allowed to do is each one were given one blue piece of tile. And they got to put that blue tile anywhere they want. And that was their signature. That I did this, I helped, even though no one knows what their names are. So here is one of the blue tiles, right there. Each one of these were carved, hand carved, but they did such perfect work that what they did was they deliberately messed up on one of these in the Capitol there. It's upside down. And the reason they did upside down was these Italians were very Catholic, and they believed that even though their work was perfect, they wanted to stay humble. So they deliberately would make a mistake because they said only God is perfect. So they would make mistakes or do one thing wrong just to stay humble.
It's an important lesson, especially when you're making law in the state capitol.
Boy, I wish that would be remembered. Yeah. This building, when I worked here, for the Chief Justice, this is the beginning of the end for me. I did go to DC for a year after this. I worked for a U.S. congressman. It started corroding away at my very spirit. It was something that wasn't healthy for me at all. I really, really hit a spiritual bottom, a huge spiritual bottom. And I'm not blaming this world, but I'm not suited for being in this world. I lived in this world for decades and I loved power. And winning was number one. That was the number one priority, even especially when I worked for the congressman in DC. It didn't matter what the policy was that was being proposed. If the other side was proposing it, our duty, we had one and one job only, that was to defeat it. All we did was to try and obstruct and block and defeat whatever was coming from the other side of the aisle. I was going through this transformation or some sort of spiritual evolution where I could no longer do it at all. It really led me to a very, very dark place, so I had to leave it 100%. I have not been in this building for 15 years. So it's quite the experience coming back here. The memories that are flooding back, the heartache. There's some good times. There's some really good times and some beautiful people and wonderful friendships. And I worked, I think, for the best Chief Justice that has ever walked these halls. I loved my boss. But I also was a lobbyist for the Supreme Court. And so still, again, it was all about power for me. And so there's a lot of good memories here, but a lot of heartache and a lot of walking down memory lane here. It's really kind of a little bit emotional.
What do you think that your soul is saying to you
Now, today,
Yeah.
is that I made the right decision, that I absolutely believe that good women and men must enter the political field and be true statesmen diplomats for this country, for all of us, but I'm not one of them. Now, granted, now I'm back. I'm on the bench serving as a judge, but as a judge, I am able to help the disenfranchised.
You can be compassionate.
I can be
and you can help the weak.
Yes, and still follow the law.
Yeah.
But I can show mercy as well as holding someone accountable. My spirit's saying I made the right choice, and I am happy today, and I am completely at peace today.
Your spirit is thanking you.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
My spirit is thanking me. Yeah. Originally, the plan had been for us to camp for 2 nights. But last minute, we decided to make it easier on ourselves with getting a hotel, which we stopped by before heading to the ceremony grounds. All I have to say is you're being very spoiled.
This is what I consider roughing it. I'm
gonna come see your room.
When you said we're roughing it, Michael, I was like, all right, I meditated, I mentally prepared, and yeah, I'm glad I did. Because
this is very nice. Oh my God.
I mean, what hotel room comes with one of these? Not the kind you stay in.
Look at the windows. You have a beach view.
I do.
A beach
view and a prairie view.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. Definitely a step up from when I've been here. Okay, we're here. They may be at the house or they may be down at the river. So let's go find out where they are.
All right.
Yeah. What? Where is the rattlesnake? Where are you talking? Where is it? I am not coming any further. Reiner! Michael, do not get... Oh my gosh, there it is. Oh, can you hear the rattle? Reiner, why are you sitting so close to it? Oh, I'm so scared. I've never been this close. After I faced the snake, I was able to say hi to some of my good friends, and then I showed Michael around. Give me a hug.
How have you been?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm Reiner.
I'm Michael.
Michael.
After
Nice to meet you.
after the rattlesnake incident, we'll do introductions.
Yeah, serious.
So tell me again. You made a drum.
Yeah, I made a drum.
When am I gonna get to hear you sing?
Might be tomorrow night or
Tomorrow night.
yeah.
You guys gonna
So-
sweat?
Never cross what way?
Walk in the front between the altar. But that's a sweat. And so when you get it, when you go in, you could have slept in here. You can go in. I don't know if anyone's sleeping in there or not. Comfortable, huh?
It's quiet.
Then he got to meet and listen to some teachings from my good friend Harold, who is a Lakota medicine man from the Rosebud Reservation. Tell me your first impressions.
It's spiritual. I like the way that Harold was talking about God being all beings. I kind of connected with that. You know how our soul awakens. We have that for that. You know that we have these spiritual experiences. I think it's our soul kind of awakening. And you know how when you connect with another person's soul, whether it's in conversation or whether they are telling you something that they need to get out, or you're just having a great conversation with somebody and your souls connect, and you know, I kind of got some of that in there with what Harold was talking about, and I really resonated with that. I really liked that concept, that belief. I don't know. I've had this thing lately where it's like, okay, like I think that if humans suffer from this spiritual malady, right, and we don't feel connected to God
Or each other.
or each other, and we begin a process of this spiritual cleansing, right, to find ourselves or to we've hit a point, that spiritual darkness, and we've hit that turning point where some group has said, come this way, you'll feel better. And you begin to do this maybe this soul searching and this reflection, and in that you have this spiritual awakening where you find God or you get connected to this power. And sometimes I think that's our soul, or like our soul. It's always been there. It's always been in us. This God has always been in us. It's just been a little sick, and we've got to get it well. And as that happens, as we have these small spiritual awakenings, that's that soul getting well. That's that spiritual sickness getting well. Like, I think it's our job to be rid of that spirituality, to get it clean, to get it fully nurtured and fully well, so that our soul can then guide us and bring us to who and to what we are meant to be, and to be where we are meant to be. And maybe we are put in other people's paths because our soul guides us there. I don't know. I really resonated with what Harold was saying, where how does that God is all beings. Maybe we're all connected, and maybe
Pretty
we're just,
sure we are.
yeah,
All connected.
yeah, and we're all connected, but we're not hearing it because maybe sometimes our soul gets sick. Our spirit gets sick.
How are you feeling about going into your first sweat?
Calm. No expectations. I just hope I make it.
That's a very realistic concern.
Yeah.
Whether you make it or not.
So I said it's endurance, and I understand that. I understand endurance. But when he said, when you think about, oh man, it's hot.
Yeah, you
it's
can't
hard.
focus on that.
And he says, but when you start your prayers and singing, he says it's different, which is like back to the present moment.
Now, Lakota ceremonies are very sacred, and so there is a lot that you're not allowed to video. But I did obtain permission to video the sweat from the outside. Here you see Michael entering, and then the hot stones are passed into the lodge. Once everyone is inside, they close the door, and the leader pours the water and begins the prayers and songs. On the outside, I just waited and hoped that Michael was not only surviving, but getting what his spirit needed. First sweat. And you feel comfortable talking about it?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you this. It was similar to like meditation, where you have your thoughts and then you let go and you're in the moment. And then you get back in your head a little bit, and then you come back to the moment. A lot of the times when they were singing, praying, it was really easy to focus on that and be in the moment. I was told earlier that if you think about how hot it is, it's going to be unbearable, and that's very right. That's very true.
How was the physical for you? Did you struggle? Was it?
No, I just didn't move. I found one position and it didn't move. I don't know what I expected on that side. I expected it to be hot. I don't think it was brutally hot.
No, they didn't. I think they put how many rocks in? 16?
Yeah, something like that.
And they put 16 in, and then they didn't put any more. I've been in where each door, they'll add more. Fresh.
Well, I was paying very close attention when they were loading the rocks, and when Harold said, okay, give me those last two. And then I was like, okay. When he opened the door, and we were ourselves praying, I think Harold said for me to go first. I got really self-conscious, but I also wait, did he say my name? I don't think he said my name.
So what'd you do?
I said a prayer. I prayed for health of myself, health of my family, health of my friends, and I asked, that spirit be with me, so that I can maybe better help people. And then I asked like spirit to just guide me, show me where to go, show me where to be.
How did you feel about the singing? Or what did you think about the singing?
I loved it. The second round when they were doing the singing, I found that my heart was beating really, really hard, and I could feel it through my whole body, and it was to the rhythm.
And as quickly as this sacred journey began, it came to an end.
What's wrong?
I'm depressed. I
What?
always get depressed leaving Harold's and the reservation. Now we're on our way home. So I'm depressed. I could have stayed for, a very long time.
What did you take away this time?
Peace, always peace. I just always hate leaving. I always get a little sad. Saying goodbye to really good friends. It's like I said, it's my family.
Yeah.
It feels like my family. So each time I get a little bit sad. So we have a 4.5 hour drive home to get you back on a plane to LA.
So I can get home.
Did you go?
Yeah.
Pet the guys? Did you go see the guys? Okay, Michael, go say hi to your friends. They're gonna headbutt you. A day later, we drove back north, and the next morning got up super early to take Michael to the airport where we said our goodbyes. Oh, love you.
Love you too.
Like and subscribe in order to join me for the next epic adventure. See you soon.